feel like I could cry. Oh my god, that was bad. Hello and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how much I read in a week now. If you've seen any of my other videos or you follow me on BookTok, you know already that I am a fast reader. That is just my thing. I read books very quickly and I also usually binge my books, so I will go through most books in like one sitting or like two. I'm actually documenting a full week of what I'm reading. I'm going to preface this by saying I do work a 9 to 5 and on the weekdays I don't read until after I've finished work, so this is everything that I do Monday to Friday from like 6 p.m. onwards, and then usually at the weekends I'll have at least one full day of sitting down and reading. So let's start this reading vlog. So I'm starting the reading today. It is a Thursday and it is 5:35 p.m. I'm gonna jump straight into reading. I've just finished work and I've gotten all comfy. I don't know about you guys, but I always look like a bum whenever I'm reading. I want to be as comfy as possible, so I rarely ever keep my makeup on and I'm always in comfy clothes. But I do need to start making a bit more of an effort, especially when I'm going to be vlogging. But for now, comfy vibes only. I honestly can't be arsed today. So it's Thursday evening and I probably should have started this vlog on Monday, but we're here. We're doing it now. This is going to be 7 whole days of reading and how many pages and books I read in those 7 days. I've done a few of these over on TikTok, so I thought it'd be fun to do like a vlog. So at the moment, I am in the middle of reading The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King from The Crown of Nyaxia. I don't know if that's how you say it, but anyways, I finished The Serpent and the Wings of the Night 2 days ago, and I'm only 21% in the book, which is like I've not really done much reading yesterday or today. So my plan was to finish this or get as close to finishing it as possible. I want to be at least 75% of it done. But I did just have a delivery come through my door. It is the Powerful release day. So it's the novella for Powerless, and I think I'm actually just going to start with this and sit and read it in one sitting. Because it's only a novella, I don't think it will take me too long to get through. And we all know by now that Powerless is one of my favourite books, so I think we're just going to go straight into this and start with that. And then when I'm done with that, then I can read this. And then my new goal will probably be to get at least to 50% of this today and finish this. So that's the plan. We're just going to start reading. Again, like I said, it's 5:38 now, so we're going to just keep reading tonight and see how far I get and how many pages I read. I think it will be at least 250 pages this evening, because that's like 2.5 hours of reading for me. That seems pretty like realistic. Maybe I will get further into these books than I think. I always underestimate myself. Okay, it is officially 5:50. I've sat down, I'm ready to read. I have my book, I've got my Kindle for later, and then I've also got AirPods, which if these die I'll probably switch over to headphones. But when I'm reading, if it's not like completely quiet in the house, then I have to listen to brown noise. I cannot hear anything else, otherwise I just can't concentrate or focus. But when I listen to brown noise, I am just like in the reading mood and will just plow through. So that's why we have these. We're just gonna crack on. Let's start reading. It's 7:18 and I've just finished this. I feel like I could cry. Why was that so emotional? Oh, honestly, reading Powerless, I wasn't that connected to Adina because there was so little of her in the book. And now reading that, my heart is actually broken. Like, I am so sad. God, that was emotional. And the introduction of a new character, I hope they're going to be in the next one. So last night I read until like 11 p.m. and then just absolutely crashed and fell asleep, but we know that I finished Powerful and absolutely loved it. That was 245 pages and I read that in an hour and a half, though the size and spacing of the page like looks bigger than what the story actually is. So that was one book done, and then I went from 21%, I think I was on yesterday when I started, to 71%. We're gonna start today page 429. So I calculated how many pages that was, and that was a total of 549 pages yesterday. I read 245 of Powerful, 304 pages of The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I want to get this done tonight. I am sort of over this by now. I think this is probably the longest time it's taken me to get into a book. It has been many days now. I feel like it's starting to put me in a slump. When I got to around 40%, then it started to become quite interesting, but I am ready to finish this story, so I think I'm just going to sit and binge as much of this as I can right now in one sitting, and then start something new later tonight, because like the actual story and the plot and everything in it like is what I like and good, but I'm just done with it. So last night I got onto page 270, which is chapter 25 and 64% in. So quite a bit of progress. Pretty easy to go through this. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this book so far. It's definitely not going to be one of my favourites or the best that I've read. If anything, I have like a strong suspicion of like what's going to happen in the plot and the plot twist. If I'm right, then it's so obvious. The writing style to me is a bit jarring. I'm cringing out quite a lot with the dialogue between the two main characters, and a lot of the stuff that's being said, it's just giving me the ick. But also like it's gone from 0 to 100 so quickly. This is not a slow burn book. If you want a slow burn book, this is not it. It's just very different from what I'm used to, and I do have the ick, but I want to know what happens. I can't DNF this. Even though I'm reading it, I'm like, oh my god, this part is really bad, but I need to know what happens next. I need to keep reading. Yeah, it's not great. But I still want to know what happens, so I'm going to keep reading. I'm probably going to sit and finish it now. And I have the second one as well, because it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I might just maybe read that, depending on the cliffhanger that this gets left on, because I'm pretty sure this is left on a cliffhanger. Oh my god, that was bad. I don't know, that was just, I mean, the plot twist and where I thought it was going, I was right 100%. It was so predictable. The whole time I was reading I was like, surely this is not what it's going to be, but it was. The writing and the plot was predictable, the dialogue was cringy, it was overly aggressive. I just it was so bad. Would I recommend it? No. Am I going to read the second one? Probably. I'm probably going to read. I just need to see if it's going to get better, or if like I can get some resolve or some questions answered, because I'm sort of just like, what the hell did I just read? I'm going to pause. I've got it on my Kindle to read the next one, but I think I need to take a step back from that for a second, and read something that's probably going to be better. So I have The Red Queen, and this is on my TBR for the month. I'm actually trying to get through my TBR for the month. Yeah, so this month I wanted to read Legendary Finale, Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, Lightlark, Nightbane, Imagine Me, Believe Me, The Red Queen, and then What Lies Beyond the Veil, What Hunts Inside the Shadows, and What Lurks Between the Fates. I'm not going to read What Lurks Between the Fates this month. I'm not going to pay for that book. I'm going to read What Hunts Inside the Shadows tonight, and I'm gonna read The Red Queen because that's the only thing left on my TBR. So then I would have read all except for one of the books that I had planned to read this month, and then can read whatever I want. So I'm gonna do this, especially since it's a physical. I feel like I need this right now. I need an actual book, and I know that this is also a series, but I'm gonna read this book now. So we're gonna start a physical book. Halfway through now. I think I'm like 46% or something, and I'm enjoying this. Straight from the jump I could sort of tell why Lauren Roberts was saying that Powerless was sort of similar to this. I don't think that like the plot and the story is anything revolutionary. I feel like there are so many fantasy books that are sort of the same premise. Yeah, I feel like this type of like fantasy story has been done so many times by so many authors. I still will eat it up every single time and love it. I bought this and then I saw that it was on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, oh, I wish I hadn't bought it before I got my Kindle, but now that I have it, I'm like, no, I am really enjoying this and I will want to keep this because I probably will reread it. I think I'm going to end up reading the whole series. I don't know when though, but yeah, so far pleasantly enjoying this, and I'm just going to sit and devour the rest of the book now because I need to know what happens. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This is exactly what I wanted the last book to make me feel and give me, but it didn't. So reading this. I have finished The Red Queen. I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Yeah, really good. I'm not going to jump straight into like any of the other books. I think I'm going to try and read some of this. Yeah, this was fun. Plot twist at the end. Again, like I said before, like there's nothing about this story that like I haven't already read before, or like there's a lot of similar stuff to this. Very easy read. Obviously I just read it in one sitting, and I'm glad I read it. I'd say I've given this a 3.75 just because there are series that I've given 4 stars that I think are better than this. I enjoyed this way more than I enjoyed like The Cruel Prince and stuff, so 3.75 for this. And for some reason I'm jumping back into a 2-star book. I don't know, I just don't really have the brain power today to sort of make decisions. I just want to read, so this is good. And also on Kindle Unlimited all the books are, I believe, so I love a good dystopian fantasy. Anyways, back into the Kindle. We're gonna jump straight into another book now. Hello everyone, it is now Sunday. It's actually Sunday evening. I've been out all day. I've just come home, had a shower, got into my comfy reading clothes. But as I said, Saturday was my like full reading day yesterday, and I managed to read quite a bit. I obviously finished What Lies Beyond the Veil. That was 148 pages. Then I read The Red Queen in one sitting. That was 388. And then I did read What Hunts Inside the Shadows. I gave it a second chance. It was better than book 1, more graphic. I just don't think those kind of books are for me. But that was 460 pages on the Kindle. A total, that is 996 pages that I read on Saturday. Definitely not going to read anywhere near that much right now because it's already almost 7 PM. I'm not going to spend the next 9-10 hours reading. But I did pick up some new books today. I got One Dark Window because everyone keeps recommending this to me, and a lot of people who have similar book taste to me have been giving this like 4 and 5 stars, so I have high hopes. After reading a lot of 2 and 3 star books, like I need this to be good, so that's what we're starting. And I also got the 2 Twisted Crowns so that I can immediately read this after, and these are part of the Shepherd King duology. That's what we're gonna do. We're going back to paperback today. No Kindle reading tonight. I do want to start the Bargainer series on Kindle next, but we're gonna read these first. evening now. Yesterday on Sunday I read most of One Dark Window. I got 320 pages in and I'm about to start part 3. So I think I'll be finished this in like an hour or so, and then I'm gonna start the next one straight away, which is Two Twisted Crowns. So I'm gonna take these and read them. I want to read stuff on the Kindle, but I did go book shopping today while I was out. Got these two. Happy Tuesday everyone. I've done some spring cleaning today. I've actually like completely rearranged my office, but it is 6 p.m. and I'm about to clock out for the day, so I thought we'd start today's vlog here. Yesterday I did the least amount of reading I've done all week, which was 187 pages. I finished One Dark Window, as you saw, which was 76 pages, and then I got to 111 pages into Two Twisted Crowns. I just was not feeling well yesterday. I had an early night, went straight to bed and I had a headache, so yeah, that was unfortunate, but it means that we get to finish Two Twisted Crowns tonight, and then maybe a Kindle book if I'm feeling up to it. But yeah, definitely gonna be making up for the reading that I didn't do yesterday. So I'm going to leave my office now and get comfy and start reading my book. Oh god, I love reading. I fucking love reading. I have been waiting for this to happen. It's just happened. So happy. It is Wednesday. I'm wearing the exact same thing that I wore yesterday, so just ignore that. But I finished it yesterday. I finished it last night. Oh my god, loved it. I gave this 5 stars. So One Dark Window was 4.5 stars for me, and Two Twisted Crowns was 5 stars. Overall, as a duology though, I'd say I'd give it 5 stars. We're just gonna round it up. Usually when I read a duology, especially because I just read The Crowns of Nyaxia, the first duology in there, I feel like most duologies that I read are similar to that. A general plot and a story happening in a book, and in book 1 the events happen, and then book 2 is a sort of like what happens after those events, like what happens next, where could the story go. This was like one story, one plot point, but spread across 2 books, if that makes sense. You get to the end of the book and you're like, this isn't the end of the book because there's a cliffhanger, but also I feel like we're only 80% of the way through the story, like we're missing the ending, and then the ending happens in here, but with more. Like this goes from focusing on like one character and their perspective to multi-character perspectives, so we're getting like more out of the story, more of the connection to the characters, and it just like enhanced everything overall. I think it was perfect. I think it was so good. It's a gothic fantasy, but for a fantasy there was like no world building, very minimal. It's not like typical fantasy in that sense, but it's like dark magic, nightmares, like a lot of mist and darkness and evil kings. So good. I enjoyed these so much. And that does mean that on Tuesday I read 323 pages read on Tuesday, finishing Two Twisted Crowns. If you've not read these, please add these to your TBR. It's so good. I honestly just can't get over these. This is so good. I will be reading anything that Rachel Gillig puts out. Any book she publishes from now on I will be reading. I just loved how different it was. The writing style, the pace, the characters. I pleasantly enjoyed it. Now for Wednesday's reading we're gonna do Kindle. I think we're gonna do the first of the Bargainer series books, and the first one I think is Rhapsodic. I don't know how to pronounce half these books. So we're gonna start this. Sounds promising, sounds super interesting, sounds like it's gonna be high stakes. So we're gonna start this on Kindle and we're gonna read this. I could probably read this tonight. I'm probably gonna sit and read this whole thing. Probably read this first book tonight. So if it's good, then I might just read the whole thing like back to back. But if I'm not vibing, then maybe I need to learn to like stop reading books, because after I read What Lies Beyond the Veil, I have such little hope in books, and kind of, I don't really want to DNF books. I don't want to say I want to DNF books, because that just feels like a waste of my time if I start reading a book and then DNF it. So maybe I need to learn to cut my losses, but fingers crossed this is good. I'm so glad that we just had like a 5-star book series. My Kindle is just frozen. Okay, so this seems to be set in like modern day times in LA. They're talking about the 405 and LA traffic, which is not what I expected. Interesting. Very interesting so far. It's going back and forth between like 8 years ago, something that happened, and then like present day. I just want to get through it. Okay, it is 2 hours later and I am 53% of the way through the book. Honestly, I'm enjoying it way more than I thought I would. I'm also conflicted. The book goes back and forth between like 7 years in the past and then the present day. 7 years in the past she was 16, and that's when she first met the Bargainer, and then it goes to the present day and then their current like friendship. Or maybe it was eight years in the past, and they haven't seen each other in 7 years. She met the Bargainer when she was 16 and he is hundreds of years old. Can you please be patient and wait? So she met the Bargainer when she was 16. Are you enjoying that? Yeah. And then the present day she's 23 and he's like hundreds of years old, which is fine. Like Edward Cullen was hundreds of years old when he met Bella when she was 17. But I'm like, did she have to be 16? Like, I know a lot of people DNF'd it or didn't like it because of that, but like nothing happens when she's young. But he is the main romantic interest in this book for the present day. Does any of this make sense? Anyways, I'm enjoying it. Besides that, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm really getting into it, and it is so easy to read. So easy. I've just finished. I'm so confused. It was so good until the last like 80 pages. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. I feel like there was like 2 different plots and 2 different stories happening at once. So the whole time I'm reading it, I'm like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this, but like, how is it going to tie back into like the other plot points? And then the last 80 pages, it all just like happened. Was that necessary? Did the story need to be that? I don't know. Without those last 80 pages, I would have said 4 stars, but now I'm like, I don't know. I think I need to have a sit and think about what I'm going to rate this, but I don't think I'm going to read book 2 straight away. That was 355 pages. So it is the next day, and it means that a full week of reading has come to an end. I read for 7 whole days and the total was 3,180 pages. I read 7 novels for 6.5 and 1 novella. I would say that is a typical week for me of how much I read. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you subscribe for more book related content and vlogs to come, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.